What's up, PHP community? How everyone is feeling today? Welcome back to another live stream. Excited to see everyone. And Defnul, what's up? Agent, how you doing, dude? Need to speak with you, so come to my live. How you doing, dude? I want to learn more. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. Suman Keen, what's up? Welcome back to my live stream. Puyapal, of course. How you doing, dude? Excited to see your work on supo.dev. I cannot wait to talk with people about that. Rivad, what's up, man? Nice to see you as well. FB, the king is back. You are the king, man. You're too nice. Thank you so much, man. What's up? Dark CZ, what's up? Nice to see you, dude. And welcome back. Today we have exciting content ahead of us. So a lot of stuff to talk about, Let me just show you some of the things I've been working on, but also what we are going to do today. This will be absolutely awesome. Let me share my screen. So what do we have to talk about? Let's see. Typically, I go to, my Twitter because this is where things are happening. Of course, my new YouTube video, in case you haven't watched it yet. Here is a link, chat, to my new YouTube video, which was published 2 days ago. Here we go. Be sure to go there and put like on my video, all right? We talk about Reactor PHP and how cool it is to use Reactor PHP with Laravel. So we have that to talk about. We have Laravel Live Japan. I don't know if you guys have seen, but literally Taylor Otwell just announced that we are going to have a Laravel Live Japan event happening. Maybe we click on it and we talk a little bit about that. Let me see. So Taylor Otwell, the creator of Laravel, literally announced yesterday, I think, that we are going to have a Laravel Live Japan event. I am 100% sure going, okay? I want to go to Laravel Live Japan, either as a speaker or as an attendee. I am 100% sure going because, you know, Japan is a country that I always loved to go there. And, you know, I think will be awesome. Your live schedule is so late here. Dude, it's literally 6 p.m. for me. I cannot live stream more early than this. I apologize. But by the way, before we talk about the news, let me show you what we are going to do today. We are going to talk about literally ranking web frameworks, okay? So I literally created all these images, which allows me to see, you know, JavaScript Svelte, JavaScript SolidJS, Laravel Slim, you know, all these web frameworks in the world, and we are going to rank them all. Okay, we have the S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and of course, this last one, which is never tried. Because it is stuff here, which I literally never tried, and I don't feel comfortable giving a rank to those frameworks if I haven't tried them yet. So we have that to talk about. Eventually, if we find time, we are going to also rank programming languages, which I think will be awesome, which will be also super cool. And if we have time, I'm going to demo to you the new platform I've been working on. This weekend, I started a new platform that allows you to, you know, see your social numbers online and to literally have nice stats about them. So it will be awesome. Ripple.js, I have literally no idea what it is. Oh, it's midnight. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Phalcon PHP got Q workers. Dude, I literally saw that tweet, but I don't understand. Why would I use that? Shirkin is asking who did the design. I did the design. I think you guys misevaluate how good Cloud Code is at the moment. So Cloud Code pretty much did all of this for me. I just give an idea, but Cloud Code literally just crafted. I don't think I have written a single line of code on this project, honestly. It was just basically Cloud Code and me reviewing the code, of course. So, you know, we are going to talk about this if we find time for it, okay? I think a bunch of the live stream will be about this topic right here of ranking web languages. But yeah, so we have that to talk about. Laravel Live Japan is happening. What else? Boom. We have my new SaaS, which is something I'm working on. There is a lot of things regarding the code that potentially I'm going to show you today that are very interesting, including using the Cloudflare turnstile by Ryan, which is very interesting to give you Cloudflare protection against your register and login forms. So if we find time, we talk about that too. And I think that's it. Are you guys ready? Because today we are going to rank pretty much every single web framework in the world, and I'm going to give you my opinion about these web frameworks, okay? I have tried, I would say, 90% of these frameworks already. Some of them like 10 years ago, others more recently, but I'm going to give you my opinion, and I need your help, guys, because there is some frameworks here. For example, Java Quarkus, I have literally no idea what it is. JavaScript Meteor, I have never tried this. So hopefully you guys let me know what you think, okay? Very, very, very cool. I agree, Pick and Flow. I agree. Yeah, I have never tried Phalcon PHP's new queue system. Okay. Okay. FB is saying the following. What is the way for handling old legacy PHP legacy code to transform into modern Laravel? I got a new project ongoing. How would you deal with that? I think like the very first thing you have to do on legacy projects is writing a bunch of tests. Okay, that's the first thing you have to do. You can do that using Cloud Code, for example, which will help you out. But a bunch of browser testing, making sure you fully test the functionality so then you can refactor the backend and still be confident about the front end. Okay? 5 lines of code, that's not a lot. 5K lines of code is not a lot. You might think it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Okay, I want to learn more is saying the following. When a Laravel developer tries to design UI, he adds extend beautiful. You know, it doesn't happen like that, but I get you. Use Reactor PHP for refactoring. That's very interesting as well. Shit, Are you guys ready? Before we get started, let's say thanks to our sponsors. Laracast, of course, the best place to learn PHP and Laravel development. I have learned everything I knew from this place. CodeRabbit, the software that reviews your code through pull requests. We have a YouTube video about this, but we are using this on open source as well at the moment. Devin AI, if you want to have a nice software engineer making your job. And also we have Redberry International, which apparently it's down. Like, what the heck? Oh, here we go. Redberry International, one of the best digital agencies to develop Laravel and Vue projects. Native PHP, if you want to build a nice PHP application in your mobile phone. And of course, JetBrains and PHP Storm, the best editor in the world. So thank you for my sponsors for supporting my work, of course. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but I literally have a web page at the moment which allows you to sponsor my work. Okay. At the moment, if you work for a company that does a bunch of money and relies on my work, they can sponsor also my work. So go to this page and you will find nice information about this and let me know what you think. That being said, you guys have saw this. I can close this. What else? Boom. We talked about Twitter as well. Yeah, let's get started. Let's get started today, chat. So many sponsors. Dude, that's what happens when you work pretty much every single day like this, man. It just compensates. There is a discount on Laracast. I don't think that I do have a Laracast discount at the moment. I can talk with Jeffrey Way potentially to give you that. Absolutely. Absolutely, chat. All right, let's see. We have 52 people on YouTube, just 10 likes. So go all the way down, YouTube people, and click on the like button. We are going to start classifying frameworks, and maybe we start with, let's see. All right, I want to start with CodeIgniter. PHP CodeIgniter. If you have used CodeIgniter in the past, write on the chat yes. If you haven't, write no. I'm gonna give, CodeIgniter is probably, one of the OGs of quality in PHP. I don't think it's an S, but it would definitely be between the A and the B. Because CodeIgniter, I don't know if you guys have used CodeIgniter already, but CodeIgniter gives you, or gave back in the days, this very nice API to work with PHP. If there was an ancestor of Laravel, CodeIgniter would probably be one of them. I think Laravel is way more elegant than CodeIgniter. However, CodeIgniter bring some very nice documentation into PHP, into the PHP world. It was probably one of the very first PHP projects with very nice documentation, okay? It's still out there. CodeIgniter is still out there. It's still a web framework. Not a lot of people use CodeIgniter anymore. As you can see, you have less GitHub stars than past PHP, for example. But it used to be a big boss. It used to be something really good. I don't know what you guys think, but I think we should go for B, okay? It cannot be an S, of course. It cannot be an A, of course, because it's kind of outdated at the moment. But it deserves a B for what it used to be. If you know what I mean, no pun intended. What do you guys think about this classification? CodeIgniter a B, I guess, right? A good B on CodeIgniter, I think it's a nice choice, chat. A nice B on CodeIgniter. Filament has more GitHub stars than it. Yeah, I know. It used to be very popular, CodeIgniter. It's just not anymore, just not anymore. Oh, you see? Pick and Flow is saying the following. CodeIgniter, I use CodeIgniter at work, and now I think B is fair. Yeah, B is a nice classification for CodeIgniter, chat. B is a nice classification for CodeIgniter. Let's go now with JavaScript Angular. Chat. I'm super confused about Angular in general. I don't understand what is the difference between AngularJS and Angular. If you guys know the difference, write on the chat. But I've seen people talking that Angular is different from AngularJS. I never understood the difference. What do I know about Angular, which I still don't know if it's this Angular, is that it used to be kind of good, and then the Angular 2 version was just super bad. The Angular 2 version was just super bad. So I think I have used the AngularJS, which is the version 1. Oh, got you, Hotfixer. Yeah, got you. So, I remember Angular just give you very bad errors on the console, and is not, is not as good as something like Vue.js back in the days, for example. So on an Angular, I don't know, man. I'm gonna give Angular a C or a D. What do you guys think? Write on the chat, what do you think AngularJS or Angular apparently should have? If it's a D or a C, I'm gonna give like, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Angular, you know. I kind of was the user of Angular back in the days, but now I just get, you know, super confused about the marketing approach of Angular, but also like, I don't know, you know, C, D, C, I don't know, man. I don't know, chat. This is, let's go for C, okay? Let's think that C is like, you know, kind of bad, and D is like super bad, okay? Let's talk that way, okay? Okay. All right, let's now go to boom, 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 boom. Let's choose Rails. Absolutely, Ruby on Rails. You guys probably know Ruby on Rails as being something that Laravel got super inspired on, you know. I think Ruby on Rails is literally fantastic. It's a great web framework, okay? The only reason why I probably would not give an S tier to Ruby on Rails, I honestly, it's an A, you think? You think it's an A, Ruby on Rails? Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. I don't know, man. I think probably, it's tough, man. Because Rails is definitely something I would use myself, you know? It's tough, man. Ruby syntax is not compatible with my brain. Is saying, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, the only reason probably I wouldn't give an S tier to Rails is because of Ruby, you know? Because I feel like PHP is probably ahead of Ruby at the moment. All right, let's give an A. I think Ruby on Rails is truly fantastic, okay? Comes in the lineage of Laravel, meaning that it's something that I really like. I'm not giving an S just because behind the scenes it's using Ruby, which is way, way more relaxed. It's way too relaxed for my taste, okay? Constantine is saying the following: hello from Red Berry, one of the sponsors of the channel. Thank you so much for sponsoring my work and for being on the chat today, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I agree with you, Adrian. I feel like Ruby on Rails is, you know, syntax of Ruby is kind of weird, you know? Yeah, but I mean, it's a great framework, by the way. It's a great framework. Therefore, let's keep that an A. Also, I'm a big fan of the EHH, so a nice A right there. What else we have? Let's go now to Phalcon PHP. So, you know, I have never tried Phalcon PHP. However, I know what Phalcon PHP is about. We can read a little bit about before I actually evaluate Phalcon PHP, okay? Okay. So let's read Phalcon PHP. It's a full-stack PHP framework delivered as C extension, okay? So its promise is that it's indeed super fast. Now, I'm going to tell you, I told you this already in previous live streams. I think like performance, it's something that it doesn't really matter on this lineage or on this ecosystem of applications, meaning that most web applications, most frameworks in most languages or most mainstream languages are super fast. All of them, okay? So I don't think there is space for something like Phalcon on a PHP ecosystem, okay? That's the reason why I've never tried Phalcon to begin with. So, you know, we can either give a never tried, which I think it's probably a fair thing to do, but I reckon that if I were to try Phalcon PHP, it's probably something that would never be on the A, B, or C attribution. You know what I mean? Jonas is saying the following: I have done some Ruby on Rails websites before discovered Laravel. Can you agree that Ruby on Rails is super cool? I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. Agent is saying, A, it's not. What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? Johannes, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. Tristan from Twitter, what's up? Nice to see you. It's easy to create APIs. Yeah, but you can create APIs with any other framework, you know? Plus, like, the features they are offering, they are super simple. This almost feels like Flash to me, you know? Dependency injection, MVC structure, REST autoloader. Yeah, it's simply not enough. Honestly, let's give this a D at the moment. I don't think it's something that I would even try myself, you know? I think there are things that I have never tried, but also I don't know how good they are. Phalcon is one of those things that I never tried, but I don't think I have to, because I already know what I will find. You know, respect for the developers, of course, but not into it, chat. Not into it. No, Phalcon PHP is the framework that has like C performance, or they market it as a C performance. Let's give it a D, chat. Let's give it a D. All right, let's jump into Python Django. Ooh, Python Django. All right, chat. I have tried Python Django already. I feel like it's in the same lineage as Rails and Laravel. However, it's simply not as good as these two. Okay. For that reason, I think Python Django, it's probably a B. If you have tried Django in the past from the Python language, go to the chat and type yes. And if you haven't tried Django, type no. And by the way, which classification do you think Django should have? Ooh, a lot of people saying B, C, completely agree. Ooh. You hate Python? Python is cool, man. Honestly, I love Python. I have done a bunch of Python in the past, and I love Python. I think like if there was a language that I would use, besides PHP, it probably would be Python. Okay. Nuno, is PHP alive duo Laravel? I think Laravel has a big part on making PHP alive, absolutely. I don't see Lift PHP in your list. I don't know what is Lift PHP, dude. I like Django, but PHP is way easier to create web pages. I think like Python is also easy to create web pages, to be realistic. Undeniably, Django does not deliver you the same ecosystem as Laravel gives you. Undeniable, okay? The website source code is closed. It will be open. What are you talking about? EvanX is saying the following: Python and Django was the most mentioned technologies at my IT studies. Yeah, Python is super popular in universities. Absolutely. Okay. All right, Shad. Are you guys okay with a B on Django, or you think you should give another classification? Write on the chat which classification we should give to Django. I think B is good, but let me know what you think. Sweaty the Conrad, first time chat. Welcome to the live stream. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, chat. I love what I do. And by the way, super disappointed with you guys. We have 85 people on YouTube, but just 25 likes. YouTube people, go all the way down if you enjoy my work and click on the like button and subscribe to this channel if you are not a subscriber yet, and do that already. Why D is silent in Django? Django. Oh, that's a good question. Django. That's a great question, actually. That's a great question. A lot of people saying BA. Seriously, wow, that's surprising. That's surprising, chat. Sweat Conrad is saying the following: at least PHP types are real thing. Exactly. PHP types on real. They are not only static analyzable. They are also, they run at runtime, which is very good. The Laravel website is source closed. I don't think the Laravel website is source closed. It's literally open for everyone. All right, people are saying C. Let's give it, I don't know, man. I think it's a B. I think it's a B. If Rails is an A, if Laravel would be an S, which is very likely to be an S, Django needs to be a B, Shab. All right? Do we have Laravel on this list? We have Lumen as well. All right, let's start with Laravel PHP. And of course, I'm going to give an S to Laravel. Super biased, but also, I am a biased person with a lot of experience in other frameworks. And I can tell you up front, man, what do you have on Laravel PHP you won't find literally on any other framework in terms of features, in terms of ecosystem, in terms of fast. It's just crazy the amount of features that Laravel provides on its ecosystem. People tend to compare Laravel to other routing frameworks, and it's just not a fair comparison. If you want to compare Laravel, compare with Rails, with Django, but never compare with something like Express.js or Laminas or potentially Gin. It's just not the same. Laravel comes with batteries included, basically. Comes with authentication, front end, mailings, comes with a bunch of stuff that you simply don't find on other frameworks, okay? I want to learn more is saying the following. Yes, we love Laravel. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Forex Nub is saying the following. I'm a noob at Laravel, but it support DDD. It does support DDD, but however, I'm against going away of the default structure within Laravel, all right? Aziz is saying the following. Why are you ignoring me? Dude, I am not ignoring anyone, okay? I think the Laravel website, it's still on GitHub. If it's shut down, I have no idea why. Stephanie is saying the following. Put Svelte in SvelteKit also on S. We do have Svelte here on the list. However, I think we are going to classify these JavaScript frameworks as their kits. So possibly... oh, we do have Next.js here, though. I will think about. All right? I will think about. Agent is saying the following, truncate framework. What is that, dude? I have little no idea what is that. Is CodeIgniter good? I think CodeIgniter used to be good. Not anymore, man. I don't think CodeIgniter is as good anymore. What do you guys think? All right, chat, 100 people on YouTube. Come on, go all the way down and put like on this video. Also subscribe my channel so we can move forward with this. All right, what else we have? Let's go here to Express.js. All right, chat. I'm going to be super honest with you. I'm not a fan of Express.js. I'm going to tell you the reason behind this, okay? I think Express.js, it cannot be considered as a framework. It's literally an HTTP server. Okay, you cannot compare Express.js with any of these frameworks at the moment. Okay, it's a super minimal HTTP server. Okay, and people sometimes they tend to compare the performance of Next.js of Express.js with Laravel or Rails. It's uncomparable. Okay, the only thing Express.js does is an HTTP server, basically. It serves routing, okay? In that, it's uncomparable with any other framework here. However, even for routing, I would not choose Express.js. It's just outdated at the moment, and, you know, there is more and better options at the moment. Puyapal is saying the following. How about Symfony? We are going to jump into that. Stay there. Megafork CTO is saying the following. Express.js is a library. Absolutely. CNePi is saying the following. Hello, Nuno. Love from Nepal. Nice to see you, dude. Josh Siri is saying the following. Nowadays, there is so many options than Express.js. Absolutely, man. I think it's literally just outdated. It doesn't not deliver enough. It cannot be compared with a nice regular web framework. It cannot even be compared with Lumen. Absolutely. Even Simon is saying this, and I do agree with you. Simon Curado, nice to see you, man. Pradas Gezal is saying, how about Yii Framework? We can check Yii Framework. I'm a big fan of Yii Framework, by the way. Okay, Yii Framework, and let's analyze this as Yii version 1 and Yii version 2, and potentially version 3, which I don't think it's out yet. Okay, I like the Yii Framework. I think Yii Framework was very revolutionary back in the days in 2015, in 2017. Was a great PHP framework. I think now is a little bit behind its time already because Laravel and Symfony are just ahead, way ahead of something like the Yii framework. It's not a C or a D. I think Yii must be and should be a B. Write on the chat if you have tried the Yii framework already. And if you haven't, write no. So let's type here Yii framework. Let's see. Here we go. This is the Yii framework. It used to be very popular back in the days, but I think like the Yii True Progress is just already forever, basically. It started like 4 years ago, but you know, they don't simply finish the E3 framework. It used to be very good, chat. It used to be honestly very good. I think like if I were to give a classification to the Yii framework, why I don't see the thing anymore? Did I fucking close it? Oof. It's right here. All right, we good, chat. We good. E is a no in 2025. I kind of agree with you a little bit, you know. Some people saying D to put the D here. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. BTW is saying the following: I have never tried, but I remember they asked me for an interview a few years ago. Really? That's interesting. I'm doing fantastic, Simon. Thanks for asking. Cheers, pal. Hey, Joel. Nice to see you, man. We forgive you, dude. We forgive you, chat. We forgive you. Adrian is saying the following: powerful debugger. What do you mean? Hey, John, it's nice to see you, dude. Okay, chat. The Yii Framework is either a C or a B, man. It's kind of unfair compare the Yii Framework with Django and CodeIgniter, I feel. So let's give the Yii Framework a C. I think I have some love with the Yii Framework because it was kind of my first framework in the PHP world. So let's go with a C at the moment, and I think that's good enough. Chat, let's talk about Vue and Vue.js. Let's give a classification to Vue.js. Okay, I'm going to be truly honest with you, chat. I'm going to be truly honest with you. I love Vue.js. You know, I think Vue.js is a great framework. However, one of the problems with Vue.js at the moment is that React just feels like one, basically. You know, Vue is great, but I mean, there is so many. Like the React ecosystem is so big at the moment that is very difficult to just opt for Vue.js on my projects. You know, I understand that some people choose Vue.js at the moment, but for my projects, it's very tough to go with Vue.js at the moment. Okay, so I think like Vue.js is a nice A. What do you guys think? Write on the chat, what do you think about Vue.js, chat? But I don't know, man. I would go with an A or an S potentially. I think it's a great option. Definitely not a B or a C. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, chat. 100 people on YouTube. People on YouTube, go all the way down and click like on this video if you are enjoying the content today. Wow, a lot of people is saying S. It's definitely an S. Wow, even on the Twitch chat, a lot of people saying that Vue is an S. Jesus Christ. All right, chat. All right, chat. I don't know, man. I don't know. The API Vue offers is not compatible with React. All right, let's go with the S. I respect the Nuno Nation. You guys also are a big part on designing this. So let's go with the S for Vue out of respect for all of the people here on the chat. Okay. John Sugar is saying the following: D, if you say Express is only server, so D then is also, that is all, oh wait, what? Hey, oh my God, literally everyone is writing S. Evan is not going to be happy in seeing the A. Evan is a great person, probably one of my favorite human beings on the planet. Let's go with the S for the Vue.js world, chat. Let's go with the S for the Vue.js. All right, what else? What else we have here? Remix. Wow. This is one of them. This is literally one of the options that I'm going to put, never tried. So a lot of people have been talking about Remix v3. So literally my Twitter like 2 days ago and even yesterday was full of people talking about Remix, the v3 version, which apparently just came out or is about to be out. So, you know, I'm going to put on never tried. I will not give a classification to Remix, but a lot of people have been talking about Remix. So if you guys have tried Remix, write on the chat yes, and explain to me what is Remix. Like, why would I use Remix instead of something else? I have literally never tried Remix. The website looks good though, you know, but it feels like, almost feels like a React framework. Like looking at this, it really feels like a React framework. It might be a React framework, I don't even know. Or an optimized React framework, something like Next.js, you know what I mean? But I've never tried this. But apparently the version 3, it's like very good. That's what people are selling at the moment. Full Stacking is saying the following: first time chat. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, and give me a follow on my YouTube channel if you enjoy this content, and put like on the video below as well. Bam, bam, boom. Nice to see you, Full Stacking. Thanks for saying hi. It was a React meta framework. Oh, just like Next.js then, I feel, all right? Just like Next.js. All right, I'm going to give a never tried. Potentially would be a good topic to do a live stream just about React. Remix, I mean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a Next.js competitor. Exactly. That's what I thought. All right. Let's give a never tried. A never tried. Talking about Next.js. Which classification do you guys think we should give to Next.js? You know what? I'm gonna give either a B or a C. My experience with Next.js was not very good. I told on the video that I found Next.js very minimalist, kind of difficult to debug even, It was not great. I'm gonna be honest, Chad. My experience with Next.js was not great. So, people saying D, C, I don't know. It's either I don't think it's a D because it's not super outdated. It's kind of have cool stuff, I think it should be a C, kind of similar to Angular in the sense that it's just, it works, but it's not super fantastic. As a good backender, Next is a D. Yeah, I agree, man. Next.js, it was not a good experience. And I have a YouTube video, by the way, that talks about that I compare Next.js with Laravel, or better, I use Next.js as a Laravel developer, and my experience was not great. For example, with equivalent of Next.js on Vue, which I literally forgot the name, isn't Next or whatever? Is this one? No, it's not this one. How is it called, the equivalent of Vue? On that Nuxt, yeah, Next.js, which is not here. Fuck. Can I add images? I can. Oh no, that's horrible. That's horrible, chat. No, I mean Nuxt. Actually, left to React. Wait, what? Oh, Nuxt.js, absolutely. So my experience with Nuxt.js was way better than Next, okay? So and we can talk about Nuxt.js right now. So if Next.js is C, I feel like Nuxt.js is possibly a A or a B, Definitely not a C. It was not at the same level. Nuxt.js just worked, You're moving your front end to Next. Why would you do that? Oh my God. Why would you do that, honestly? Rails A, yeah, absolutely. Rails is awesome. Okay, I think Nuxt. Okay, let's do the following. Let's give Nuxt a B. And the reason why I'm giving Nuxt a B, it's because it's not, first of all, as feature complete as Next, but also it's not as powerful as Rails or Laravel. You know what I mean? So I think Nuxt is a B. Are you guys okay with that? It's a B plus. It's a B plus, exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, it's either an A or it's a B plus. Okay, it's not Rails. It's absolutely not Rails at the moment. Okay, it's Rails. To be honest, like I don't think we can at the very end we can just come back and see this list again. But I think like Rails, it's literally A plus. It's a very good framework. You know what I mean, chat? All right, let's go all the way down and let's continue. Symfony. All right. Before giving my opinion about Symfony, I'm going to let you guys give your opinion about Symfony, okay? Where do you think we should put Symfony in this list? PHP Symfony, chat. PHP Symfony, okay? Target X is saying D. All right, it's definitely not a D. It's not a D, absolutely not a D, okay? Full Stacking is saying low D. Oh my God. Don't Fant is saying the following. It's really hard to compare these lightweight frameworks with batteries included. I agree with you. It's very hard to compare. I agree, man. Sleep Noise is saying the following. Best PHP framework. That's discussable. John Sugar is saying B. Full Stacking is saying right there next to Zend. Well, Zend is not definitely the best PHP framework. Yeah, probably 15 years ago it was, but not anymore, for sure. Okay, so we have multiple things to talk about Symfony, okay? We have multiple things to talk about. Symfony, it's a web framework, of course, but it's also a suite of components that multiple web frameworks are inspired on, okay? Laravel is one of them. We use Symfony components for a lot of things. Symfony console, Symfony HTTP layer. And something we have to say about Symfony, it's that their components, they are top-notch. I think the API kind of sucks, like they don't have taste for API, but in terms of code, stability, code quality, testability, Symfony components are actually top-notch, like literally very, very good. And I have projects of mine that use Symfony components. I have Laravel, which also use Symfony components, and their components are just absolutely perfect. I'm going to give an example. Something like Symfony console, having like console code that runs on every single operating system, this is not easy to do. And Symfony console does that perfectly. Symfony HTTP layer, for example, deals with browsers, cookies, headers, all that crap is not easy to deal with. And Symfony does that very well. So we have that, Symfony components. If I were to classify Symfony just because of the components, it would be an S. Okay? It would be an S already. However, we are classifying Symfony in terms of web framework. Like if I were to sum together all the Symfony components and build a web framework with it, I don't think the API or the way I like to build web applications in terms of API is really there, you know? They prefer configuration over conventions, which is something I don't like, and I do like that on Laravel and Rails. But yeah, eventually, we need to classify Symfony. A lot of people saying S plus, S as well. Interesting. Now that will be an S or an A. Absolutely. Okay, I see people saying that would be a B, potentially. Yeah, I think like Symfony, let's be real, chat. Symfony will be either a B, A or an S. Okay? Will be an A or an S. I'm going to let you guys decide. Write on the chat A or S for Symfony. It will be absolutely a S or a A. You know, his highlights of Symfony's highlights is literally the components, okay? The components are really, really good. So as a framework, I don't think the taste is really there, but let's see what people say. So we have an A plus, a S, a S, a S, and an A. We have an A again and then an S. Jesus Christ, this is tough, chat. This is really tough. This is really tough, chat. Puya Paul saying A. Yeah, I think I'm going to give this an A, okay? So again, don't take me wrong. If this was a tier list about tooling in PHP or about code quality in packages, Symfony will be a tier A, tiers S, absolutely. But as a web framework, like I don't start a web project with Symfony, you know. So let's give this as an A. Okay, A is a nice classification, by the way. It's an A plus, absolutely. Simon Curado, it's an A plus, absolutely. Okay. All right, Shed, let's move forward. Thank you so much. A lot of people today appreciate that. A lot of people on Twitch, a lot of people on YouTube too. Really having fun, and you know, I love that you guys are enjoying this content too. My favorite content on YouTube is when I get to chat with you guys. So this is absolutely cool. Leave a like below if you are enjoying the content today. Let's go all the way down and continue. We still have a lot of frameworks to do. A lot of frameworks to do. Let's do these annoying ones, which I have literally no idea. Rust Actix. I have literally never used Rust Actix. In general, I'm going to be honest with you, chat. I think if you are using Rust for web development, it's just crazy, okay? If you guys think that PHP stand level max is too much for a web application, wait until you do Rust. It's just too much, okay? It's a system language ready to use on the web. Is just too much, you know. We'll just complain the shit out of everything, and it's just too much, okay? So on Actix, I'm gonna give never tried because I have literally never tried this, okay? Rust Rocket. I have tried Rust Rocket, okay? I have tried Rust Rocket, and unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give this a D for two reasons. Reason number one is based on Rust. Again, super type safe, too much for web development. Too much for web development. Reason number two is just a routing framework. It has a little bit here and there, but I mean, in the overall, you cannot compare Rocket with something like Rails and Laravel. You know, it's not bad, it is included. Contains some stuff, just not enough. Okay? Just not enough. Okay? Kermas is saying the following: Rust is not for web development or API development. It addresses a very niche points of high traffic systems. I agree with you. Okay. If the thing is that, like Simon Curado is saying, if you are a Rust developer, you want to apply Rust development everywhere, and it's just too much. It's overkill. I do have a website on Rust at the moment. I would have built that with Laravel in like 30 minutes, you know. But yeah. All right, Chad. What else do we have here? Python Flask. Python Flask, Chad. And I do have my opinion about this. If you have tried Python Flask, go all the way down and write on the chat. Let's see what people think about Python Flask before we give a classification. Let's see what the website says at the moment. I have tried Flask already. And I do have my opinion about this. Okay? I do have my opinion about this. Ooh, Peter is saying the following. Flask must be a solid B. I don't know, man. Do you guys want to hear my opinion? Flask is just not enough. It sits on the same lineage of Express.js. Basically, in Rocket 2, it's just a routing framework. It's nothing special, exactly. Like Stefan is saying, it's literally just a routing framework. Not enough to give like a B, I think, you know. It's not as good as Nuxt.js. Absolutely not, you know. I don't think it's as good as well as Angular in Yii Framework, I'm going to be honest. You know, it's probably a D. Either a D or a C, Chad. Honestly. Express is better than D. I don't think it is, dude. I don't think it is. No. No Gouda. Yeah, I don't think he has enough batteries, exactly. Exactly that. It's a D, Chad. For me, it's a D. Python Flask is absolutely a D for me. Okay. All right, Chad, let's move forward. We have a couple PHP frameworks. We have a lot of JavaScript, so let's work on this. JavaScript Next.js. I have literally, well, let's be honest. I have tried this. I have an idea what it is. I don't have enough experience to classify this, or I do. Maybe I do. I think Next.js is probably either a C or a B. What do you guys think? Flask, absolutely. It's a C, right? It feels like a C to me. You know, there is a lot of attempts of this JavaScript frameworks to become a little bit like Laravel. None of them actually accomplished that successfully, I feel. Okay? Okay. They have a cat on the website. Exactly. I think that's the framework. Let me see. Next.js. I think they have a cat. Yeah, a black and white cat. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I've tried Next.js a couple years ago. It didn't fail enough. You know, it was kind of cool. It's a little bit more than routing. Comes with, you know, MVC and dependency injection, a bunch of this as well. Very far behind of Ruby or of Rails and Laravel as well. Not a B, of course. I think it's a C. A C is a good one. John is saying the following. I'm learning Flask for a task I need to do, but Laravel doesn't work for that. And Flask in Python work fine. Can you tell me the task so I can let you know what I do think? Adonis JS should have been on that list. Absolutely, man. I don't think it is, though. Yeah, it's not. We should absolutely move. You moved Flask to the wrong category. I did? Oh, sorry. I meant D. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's Angular for the backend. Absolutely, man. Ali is saying the following. Express really needs a better rank. Dude, I refuse to give better rank to routing frameworks. If I can build a routing framework with Cloud Code in like 10 minutes, you know, a routing framework with just middlewares and routing, it's just not enough. Okay, you cannot compare any of these routing frameworks with something like this. Okay? You cannot simply compare that. All right? Chat, by the way, go all the way down, put like on this video, and subscribe my channel. If you haven't checked my channel, chat, it's just the best thing in the planet. Just look at this. Look at this beauty. We have videos about PHP, videos about PHP, and videos about PHP. It's absolutely great. If you haven't checked this out, go check my YouTube channel and click on that like button and subscribe. All right? All right, chat, let's move forward. What else we have? Java Spring. Java Spring. Okay, Java Spring, it's not a D. It's not, well, I don't know yet. Let's go here to Java Spring real quick. Meanwhile, chat, write on the chat if you have tried Java Spring or not. Ooh, people saying A, B, some people D because it's Java. Man, I feel you, you know. Java is dead. I don't think Java is dead, dude. I think a lot of people love Java at the moment. Okay. Spring is better than Express. Absolutely. Absolutely. On that, we agree. I don't think it's a D, Shad. I don't think it's a D. Java is good. I mean, let's be realistic. Java is okay. It's not good. It's not bad. It's okay. Spring is just a lot of stuff, honestly. So it's a batteries included framework. Okay. I think like, let me think. With my experience on Spring, which is not a lot, it's not never tried because I have tried Spring. That either would be a B or a C. Hi, this one is tough, man. This one is tough. I think I'm gonna go with C. Do you guys know if Spring supports code clean? Can you do code clean on C, for example? Oh yeah, I mean, Java is still super popular. It's still super popular. Absolutely. It's not a D. It's not a D. Absolutely not a D. Okay. It needs to be in the same category as Symfony. Hell no. Hell no. It's written on Java, dude. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, at least on my tier, you know, I do feel like if you guys do Java all day, probably wouldn't rank things this way. I don't know, man. Either a B or a C, not more than that, not less than that. Let's give a B. All right, let's give a B to Java Spring, okay? I mean, Java is robust, absolutely robust, and Spring contains a lot of, I mean, if there is a Rails or Laravel or Django equivalent on the Java world, needs to be Spring. I think B is good because we are classifying Django as B2, okay? Let's move forward. Let's go here into Lumen. RIP. Oh my god, right on the chat, RIP for Lumen, because this is... Okay, I'm gonna tell you the story behind Lumen if you guys don't know. So Taylor Otwell wanted to build a fast version of Laravel, so he just stripped away everything and just built the HTTP layer on top of HTTP layer of Laravel. Let's say that, and you know, but because we had Octane after, doesn't make any sense to have Lumen anymore. But also, what we realized is that, you know, people just don't simply build only HTTP APIs. They definitely want more. They want their own authorization. They want views. They want emails. I don't think Lumen deserves... I think, like, honestly, let's be realistic. If Express.js is here, it's just routing. Lumen definitely... It's kind of the same thing. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? A D or a C? It's either a D or a C, man. It cannot... I think it's a D, man. Honestly, I would never use Lumen myself. I think it's outdated, and I think also, like, you know, it's just not worth more than that. Pick and Flow is saying C. Interesting. Agent is saying, without Lumen, I wouldn't have made the switch to Laravel. Oh, really? That's interesting, dude. Aerofic is saying D. Priapal is saying D. Simon Curado is saying never tried. Interesting. What do you do, Simon Curado? Which language do you use and framework? Renato is saying that I have tried to create a package for Lumen maintenance mode. A and C because it's not routing only. Yeah, Lumen has a little bit more than that. But Taylor is going to fire you. Why would you say that? I don't think he would. No. Spring popularized dependency injection. Yeah, it was one of the first frameworks having dependency injection built on the core. Absolutely. Okay, I think I'm going to give a D to... I think it's fair. Like, if we are going to give Express.js a D, Rocket from Rust a D, Lumen needs to be on this category of frameworks, you know, which are just not enough to build real applications, okay? Java Quarkus, I have literally no idea what this is, Chad. I have literally no idea what this is, so I'm going to put this on never tried, okay? I don't know if you guys have tried this, but I've never tried this, literally. You know. Never literally tried this. What else we have? Gin Go. Gin Go, in my opinion, goes to either C or D. If you have tried Gin on Go, let me know. I think Gin, it's same philosophy of Express.js, of Flask, of Lumen, is just way too simple for exactly, just way too far from things like Symfony, like Rails, Laravel, way too far from batteries included frameworks. Okay. Okay. Stupside is saying the following: Gin is very good. Why do you mean simple? I mean because to build real world applications, you just need way more than simple routing. Okay. Simple routing is just not enough to build real world applications. When you have seen something like Laravel, Rails, or Django even, which comes with email, queue system, database drivers, comes with this whole range of features like billing and all these things that you don't get that with Gin or Lumen or Flask or Rocket. None of those offer that. All right. None of those offered that, chat. By the way, today I'm having super fun. If you are having super fun too, go all the way down and subscribe my channel. Let's continue, chat. Let's continue. What else we have? We have React. I think I want to leave this one to the end. We have React to classify. We have Laminas from PHP, Slim from PHP, Fast API in Python. I have never tried this. I have literally no idea what is Fast API. If you know what is Fast API, write on the chat. But I have never used this. All right? Never used this. By the way, obviously, frameworks like Gin or Flask or Rocket, Express.js, they offer high performance. Dude, there is literally nothing there. It's just routing. Even high, I can build a high performant PHP script with one line. You know what I mean? Of course they offer high performant things on Gin and Rocket and Express. There is literally nothing. There is literally nothing. Of course it's super simple and fast. Of course. We have very interesting ones here at the end. So Fast API I've never used. Some people here are saying that it's okay, but I've never tried. Let's go with SolidJS. So I have tried SolidJS in the past. I have never built an application with SolidJS, but it's not a D. I think it popularized many of the patterns we see today on the JavaScript world, one of them being the signals, which is now being used by Vue almost on the next version, but also it's so much popular that will become a standard on the JavaScript world. That being said, I don't think it's a D, absolutely not. I think it would be a B, a solid B. Obviously, when we come to discuss a little bit these JavaScript frameworks, we are not talking about batteries included frameworks anymore. We are talking kind of ranking them between each other. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, chat? You know what I mean? CodeIgniter is on B already. Yes, CodeIgniter is one of the, if Laravel would have an ancestor, CodeIgniter would be one of them in terms of documentation. I have never used VixCPP, by the way, Grispart. Thanks. Nipple is saying the following, it's in his experience, dude. You don't have to agree with everything. Absolutely. I mean, this is my rank at the moment. You guys can have your own rank. You know what I mean? Stupid Side is saying the following. I mean, a simple framework with middleware and routing and simple API is probably enough to do many things in extents. Adding auth, telemetry, validation, whatever is straightforward. I don't think it's that straightforward as you are selling, I think it might be straightforward for you because you kind of know the stack you are working on at the moment. But I feel like as an entry point for a newcomer, adding all those pieces to an Express.js or to a Gin Go, it's not as trivial as you are saying. However, I can tell you that doing authentication with Laravel or Rails is just works, basically. All right? It really just works. By the way, we have 110 people on YouTube and only 70 likes. So if you are enjoying this live stream, click on the like of the button below. Just join it. No React on the list yet. Chat is time. Okay, it's time to classify React on this list. Chat. write what is your classification about React.js. I have my opinion about React, but I want to hear your opinion first, okay? I want to hear your opinion first. I think there is a lot to talk about React at the moment. One of the main things is that these AI frameworks, at the moment, they create React code like nobody else, like Cloud Code and all these EI systems. They are very good generating React code. Like all the React code they generate, it just works. You know what I mean? So that's something to say on top of React. I do feel, though, that there is a few things on React that probably should have been solved already, and they are not solved yet. I think double renderers is just one example. I think like React at the moment, it's very easy to enter on this bug where you just re-render twice the same component without the need of doing that, but React just does it internally. Some people would say it's a skill issue. Maybe it is, but React should have a better way of debugging those. You know what I mean? So let's see what people are saying about React at the moment. A lot of people saying S tier, which is interesting. Josh is saying the following: depending where you rank React is either I like the video on YouTube or not. Wow. That's, it's a difficult one, dude. That's a difficult one. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the following. In terms of API, in terms of usage, I actually like more Vue than I do like React. However, React at the moment, in terms of ecosystem, in terms of AI generating code, in terms of, packages available, is just so much popular at the moment. It's just so much popular that it's very hard to not classify React as a good option to choose. Plus the market, chat. Plus the market. Like literally everyone needs React developers at the moment because of React Native and more. Okay? All right, chat. I'm going to give React either an S or an A for the only reason that if you know React, you can develop mobile applications. You have access to ShadCN to develop applications. You have AI writing code for you like no other framework. So we need to classify this between an A and an S. Everyone on the chat is saying A at the moment. So I would think I will give this an S. Okay. If we are classifying Vue as an S, we have to classify React as an S too. Okay. Okay. Again, it's not better is included. We know that. But we need to put this on an S. Okay. React is an S for me. I'm going to be honest, like the project that I have built this weekend, this is React as well. Okay. The project that I have built this weekend, it's literally a React application. And I choose React all the time as well. Okay. So I'm going to give this an S, absolutely an S. Okay, chat? Sounds like PHP native. Well, we are going to review PHP native on stream, by the way. We are going to review PHP native on stream as well. So we have, at the moment, Laravel, Vue, React on the S tier. A tier is Rails and Symfony. B tier, CodeIgniter, Django, Nuxt.js, Spring and SolidJS. S tier, Angular, Yii Framework, Next.js, and Nuxt.js. Finally, D tier. Phalcon PHP, Express.js, Rocket, Flask, Lumen, and Gin. And obviously we have a tier which I never tried, Remix, Actix, Quarkus, and Fast API. Chat, let's continue to move forward. We have still a lot of things here to review. Laminas, which is Zen framework, will be an interesting one too. Let's now review a PHP one, Slim. Okay, if you have tried Slim in the past, write on the chat, I have tried Slim. It goes into these frameworks that are just routing. I like Slim too, but just not enough to build a real world application. Same goes with Express, same lineage of philosophy. I think it's definitely either a D or a C. I think it should be a D. If we are going to give Gin a D, a Lumen a D, Flask a D, we need to give a D to Slim as well. Same as Express. Exactly, Stefan. And Nordic is saying too slim. Exactly. I think slim is cool, but it's just too simple. Just not enough for what people actually build. The clue is on the name. Exactly. I mean, don't take me wrong. Nothing against these routing-based frameworks. But today, we are classifying the top frameworks that I would start the project with. In Laravel and React are one of them. I would not start a project with any of those here on the tier D. Okay? Even tier C, to be honest. Okay? I would never start a project with this. So let's do that. All right, chat? Fuel PHP. I have never tried Fuel PHP. I have literally no idea what it is about. I know it's old, and it's mentioning PHP 5.4, which is, kind of very old at the moment. Have you guys tried Vue.js? I have not. However, just because of the website, honestly, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? D, target X is saying D at the moment. Let's see features. So MVC, XYZ, boom, comes with some stuff. I don't think it's fair that I classify Fuel. Let's give a never tried Fuel classification because I have never tried. It's just not fair to classify Fuel as something that I would use myself. ASP.NET, man, good times, man. C#, ASP.NET. It's been so much time since the last time I've tried this. I've tried this literally in university. Let me know what you think about ASP.NET. But .NET goes an S to you? Wait, what? Why is that? Crease because it's Microsoft. Stop right there, dude. Honestly, Microsoft have changed so much. I don't think you guys realize how much Microsoft have changed in the last 5-10 years. The guy on the front of Microsoft at the moment literally rebranded the open source totally, but also languages like C# that are actually super good at the moment. C# is actually super good at the moment, But it's C#. It's still C#. John Mathers is saying bullshit on Microsoft. No much good. No good, no good, no good. I'm building a new PC and I cannot build an account anymore. Oh no. Barsha17 is saying the following: E on C and Slim on D. I cannot understand. They are totally different frameworks. E is way more powerful than Slim. C# is saying the following: .NET now works on Linux. Yeah, I think .NET is very cool, honestly. I don't think it's a D. It's not a B either, but it's a C. A nice C. What do you guys think about C? I think a nice C is a good classification for C#, ASP.NET. I honestly think it's a good classification. C. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And meanwhile, thank you so much for coming today for my live stream. I'm having truly a lot of fun to discuss with you guys all of this. We are going to do way more in the future, possibly about PHP tooling or about other stuff like languages. If you are enjoying today's live stream, go all the way down and put like on this video. I would really appreciate that. But also, we have a new video on the channel, which is this one about Rector PHP. If you enjoy my videos, go to this Rector PHP video and put a like as well. No, it's ASP.NET is definitely not a C for me. Okay, at least for me, it's not a C. All right, not a C. Megacorp CTO is saying that ASP.NET cannot be behind Spring. That's a good point. That's a good point. So we have two options, chat. We either move ASP.NET to B to put it on the same philosophy, which it is, honestly, as Spring, or we move this to C. I think B is actually a good option for this too. Java and C# on the same boat. Yeah, Spring and ASP.NET, you mean. Yeah, absolutely. B is fine. B is fine, chat. I absolutely agree. B is fine. Absolutely. No way CodeIgniter is better than .NET. I agree with you. Move both to C. I don't think it's a good option, honestly. I think, if I had to develop Java, I would go with Spring. So I think B is a good one. I think B is a good one. Let's go with B, chat. Let's go with a B easy for ASP.NET. Ruby Sinatra. Ruby Sinatra. And this goes to I have literally never tried. What the fuck is Ruby Sinatra? Wait, what? It's Ruby Sinatra. Don't tell me it's a routing framework. It's a routing framework as well. Okay, we have views and templates at least. We have filters, which is to... Yeah, this is literally like Slim and Express and blah, 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 blah. What do you guys think about Sinatra in Ruby? I have never... let's give this a never tried, because I have literally never tried. Okay. Peter is saying the following: in the PHP live, we are putting Java into B. Dude, I don't think you realize how good PHP is at the moment. Have you tried PHP? Because, you know, even the other day, dude, I went to this Irish pub and someone was telling me, like, you stuck with PHP? And I was like, no. Like, literally, I'm doing PHP because I want to. You know, it's just awesome. New category for slim style frameworks. That's actually a very good idea. Because some of the slim style of frameworks are actually very good. They are not as good as bad as included frameworks. PHP is fire, man. PHP is absolutely fire. Money in Games, what's up? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming today. All right, Shad. What else we have? Svelte. Wow. All right, Shad. I think... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I think, like, if you were to classify JavaScript frameworks just because of the API and easiness to use, I think Svelte is absolutely an S because of the type-safe capacities that Svelte delivers you. Is a compile time meta framework or framework. Okay, it's absolutely better than React. If we were to tell or to talk about just of the API, big problem about Svelte, there is no jobs. Okay, big problem about Svelte is that there is no market for Svelte at the moment. Okay, that's what I feel. At least I don't see Svelte apps out there. Do you guys see Svelte apps out there? I don't. You know, sometimes you see frameworks coming and you think, okay, they are very good. But if there is no jobs, like if nobody is doing Svelte stuff, you know, at least on my perspective is that there is 100 times more jobs on React than it is on Svelte. What do you think? Write on the chat, what do you think about this? Oh, Anorik is saying the following: if you code Svelte, it's obviously a OB. Jesus Christ. Ouch. Ouch. Oh yeah, by the way, Adrian, this is definitely a rank by would Nuno use this tool? Absolutely. And I feel like Svelte has that huge problem, which is market. But also in terms of ecosystem, let's be realistic. Like the React ecosystem is just way bigger, you know, starting by React Native, but also like other, frameworks, but also other meta frameworks, but also packages is just way more popular on the Svelte world, React world, I mean, even Vue, you know. We have Meteor from the JavaScript community. In Meteor, for me, it's either a C or a D, man. What do you think about Meteor, chat? I don't think Meteor has revolutionary themselves enough to become relevant again. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? I think Meteor is obviously a D or a C. Okay, what do you guys think? Oh, React is super famous. Yeah, used by everyone. Go tier is for WordPress. Oh my god, I forgot WordPress and Drupal. Oh no. I definitely should have added those. Oh my god. Is that still being updated? Yeah, we can update all the time, yeah. It's that, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put Meteor a D. I don't think Meteor is good, no. I don't think Meteor is good. I don't think Meteor is it's not even a C at the moment. Yeah, I don't think it's at the level of Next.js. Hardcore, not at the level of Next.js. Absolutely. Okay, Astro, I have never tried. Astro for JavaScript. If you have tried Astro, write on the chat. I have not. I have little no idea what it is. CakePHP. Okay? CakePHP. It's funny because there was a CakePHP conference next to my home, literally 200 kilometers away, literally last week. But CakePHP, for me, 8 years of experience you have with CakePHP? Wow. Wow. So a lot of people saying that Astro is fire, but I've never used it, so I have literally no idea what it is. Astro JavaScript. Do you think that Astro comes with database, caching, comes with all those batteries included, or it's something a little bit less than that? Wait, what? Astro.js is used by Google, Visa, Microsoft, Porsche, OpenAI, Netify. What the fuck? Oh, it seems to be for static websites, apparently, as is being compared with WordPress and Gatsby. Maybe it's just static website stuff. Or it's not, because here is like doing an HTTP request and shit like that. You know, so it seems to be like a static website, but with a little bit more than what you might think that a static website has. Probably like a very good static website. Optimized images, UI integrations, actions. Oh my God, this is something that I really felt that was missing on the Nuxt framework, actions. This is very cool. AI ready, apparently. Zero JavaScript, so it compiles down to zero JavaScript, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing, Chad. All right, Astro, I will have to give this an ever tried. Unfortunately, I understand that it's actually very good, but you know, I have never tried, so I don't know. I don't know, man. CakePHP, chat. CakePHP, unfortunately, I will have to give CakePHP a D. Okay. CakePHP, it's definitely not better than Yii Framework. Yii Framework 2. It is just outdated at the moment. Okay. I am really sorry, but it's just outdated. Okay. In my opinion. All right. CakePHP is just not there. And we have finally Laminas. By the way, chat, we may actually, because this is going super fun, I may ask you guys to give me a list of frameworks, and I'm going to generate images to all those frameworks and upload those images to this project. Okay? All right. So PHP Laminas, this is going to be an easy one for me. I don't know if you guys know. Back in the days, we had this thing called Zen Framework, which then became Laminas. And I think now it's like Meteor or whatever. For me, this is hardcore a D. Okay? And the reason why this is a D, it's because they attempt to be a framework at some point, but they are just still a routing framework, just like Express.js and Rocket. But now they are components, but their components, they are not close to the popularity of Symfony. So for me, this is like a D hardcore. Okay, I would never use something like Laminas. I have never used Laminas, and I don't think I will ever be used Laminas. So Hamad is saying that Meteor is the micro framework. Interesting. Let me see. Meteor is the micro framework. Let's click here on documentation. Here we go. Routing on top of Swole. Well, authentication, that's good. Authorization, that's good. Sessions, that's good. So they have authentication on top of a routing framework. Yeah, that's still for me, you know, it didn't really rate it in popularity. For me, that's a D. That's a D. Magento uses Laminas. That's interesting. That's a huge win, though. Okay, that's a huge win. All right, chat. Give me a list of frameworks that we have not talked about today. Okay, just write on the chat a bunch of PHP frameworks that we have not tried today, and we are going to review them today. Okay, so let's type here frameworks .md. So we have Drupal, WordPress. What else? Adonis.js, Flight PHP. What is that? PHP unit. Well, that's not a web framework. jQuery. Yeah, we can talk about jQuery. Absolutely. What else, chat? Right on the chat. We need to see this. Neat PHP. Magento, of course. Fast API. Literally no idea what it is. Tempest PHP. Oh, this will be a fun one. Well, Magento is a framework. Like, you can literally build a website. Joomla. Django. We have reviewed Django already. Go Laravel. No idea what it is, but I guess we're going to find out. Craftsman. Okay. October CMS. No, not this one. Eper Laravel. Okay, we can talk about... What is Craftsman? I have little no idea what it is. Oh, Craft CMS. Okay, gotcha. Go. This is Go Laravel or Go what? What is this? Go Laravel. Oh, okay. No, this is not only PHP framework. This is JavaScript frameworks, Python frameworks, anything really. Okay, it can be another language. It's okay. C#, Java, anything really. Your favorite language, your favorite framework, doesn't matter. Phoenix from Elixir, of course. Elixir. By the way, we need the languages before, so this will be PHP. What is Go Laravel? Is this Go? Might be Go. Fast API. What is coded this? This is Rails. This is Ruby, right? PHP, JavaScript. This is PHP again. This is JavaScript. This is PHP. Oh, Fast API is Python. Thank you. Okay. PrestaShop. No, that's too far. We're not going into the CMS space. Well, to be honest, Craft CMS is a little bit like that, so let's remove it. Sprint Java? Yeah, we did. We're going to review all of them again. No worries. Gatsby? Maybe, yeah. That's JavaScript, right? Gatsby? I have little no idea. Masonite in Python. Yep, I have tried that one. Masonite. Okay, I think we are good. I think we're good, right? Anything on Rust? We talked about already a bunch of them, but yeah, let's go with this ones for now. There's a bunch of them already. So I need to go to my Cloud Code installation. Give me a moment. So what I'm going to do here is the following. So I'm going to give you guys this meanwhile. Okay, so I need to generate images for this stuff. So I'm going to go to the existing ones and remove them. Yes. And now I'm going to go to the Cloud Code installation. Generate images for this frameworks on this format. So we have PHP, Laravel, and the frameworks are this. Why I cannot copy paste? Like, what the fuck? Oh, here we go. All right, Cloud Code is generating some logos for us, so we can work on this. Okay, this should take a little bit. Yeah, it's already doing it. Okay, we're almost there. And now we upload them. One moment. Oops. Existing script. Call it generate. Yeah. Spiral framework. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I know. It's a Roadrunner one. Yeah, I know. But never use it. Alpine JS, of course. We forgot about Alpine. Fuck. JS, Alpine JS. Okay. Anything else? Chat, this is the last moment, okay? If you guys have any other framework, this is literally the last moment. Code Clean Cutler, okay. I don't know what that is, but Magento, we already included it. Livewire, yeah, we can probably mention Livewire. That would be PHP. That's .js, I don't know what that is. Okay, final 3 list and that's it. We need to go. Bam, I'm gonna move this to Claude. Bam, and we can start uploading this. Meanwhile, chat, go all the way down, put like on this video, but also if you're enjoying this content, subscribe my channel on Twitch and YouTube. I also have a bunch of socials, by the way. I don't know if you guys are into TikTok or shit like that, but I'm also on TikTok at the moment. TikTok, and what is my TikTok? I don't even know. Fuck, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem, chat. Anyways, here's my socials. And I'm publishing content on TikTok pretty much every single day. So if you guys enjoy like short videos, here we go. Next.js, that's a protocol. That's just way too small to talk about. Okay. So I have the images ready. Let's upload them and continue to do this. Let me do this. And now let's add images. Bam, bam, bam. Images, and here we go. That's a lot of stuff here. Okay. Should take a little bit. Oh, it's done. Add initial images. Okay. Please do not. Yes, it worked. You guys ready? All right, let's go. All right, so we have now another. Well, apparently Rails is here. I don't know why. React is here too. What the fuck? Do you have the new ones though? Do you have like WordPress, for example? Do you guys see WordPress here? Magento, WordPress. Yeah, I think we have the new ones, but do we have all of them though? We have Alpine JS, for example. Yeah, we do. I think we're good. Like Tempest PHP, for example. Yeah, it's here. Do we have Joomla? We do. I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, chat. Let's see. So the Rails one is duplicated, and Sinatra is already duplicated too. There is so many ads. Jesus Christ, man. Leave me alone. Okay, let's go with Neat PHP. So I know, have you guys tried Neat PHP? Write on the chat if you have tried Neat PHP. I have a little bit of experience with Neat PHP. And what do I know about Neat PHP is that it goes in the same lineage as Symfony in the sense that they have very good components. Again, probably not as good taste for a full web application. I don't think their components are in the same level as a Symfony one. I don't think it's an S. No, absolutely not. It's not an S. I don't think it's an S. No. But it either would be an A or a B. What do you guys think? Neat PHP. I think they have very good stuff. Very good stuff. Very good components as well. I think it's too much. Real programmers don't use frameworks. Okay, well, this will be an S already just because of this. Jesus Christ. No. It's not an S. Absolutely not. No. I think it should be either an A or a B. I don't think it's the same level as Rails. I don't think it's better than CodeIgniter, or it's better than Angular for sure. It's a B. Let's do a B. Let's do a B. I think it's a B. Oh, it's Neat PHP, not native PHP. Okay. A real programmer. Phoenix Elixir chat. I think Phoenix is absolutely awesome. And the Elixir is awesome as well. This is for me at A tier. Phoenix is great. I don't know if you guys have tried Phoenix already, from Elixir, the language, but it's fantastic, man. Honestly, same lineage as Rails, and it's absolutely gold, man. Absolutely gold. What is that? Or Livewire, and because you don't know, Livewire was inspired by a framework on the Phoenix ecosystem. I don't think it's an S. No, S is too much. But I think it's an A, solid A. What do you guys think? Write on the chat if you think it's a solid A. I think it's a solid A easy. Bam, bam, boom. Go Laravel. What the fuck is this shit? Go Ravel. A full-featured Golang development framework. Developed with AI, at least this part. Ooh, RAM, HTTP, queue tasks. Wow, interesting. Interesting. Comes with artisan and everything. I have never tried this. Little no idea what it is. Chat. Unfortunately, I will have to give this never try it tier because I have literally never tried this. I don't think it's an A for Go Ravel or whatever this is. Absolutely not. Phoenix is missing some of the stuff that comes out of the box with Laravel. I know. That's why I'm giving it A. Probably, to be fair, probably should be a B because of Django. Probably should be a B because of Django. Yeah, I think Phoenix is probably a B. And Go Laravel goes with never tried. Adonis.js, which is the attempt to replicate Laravel on the JavaScript ecosystem, I think it goes to C because it's indeed a better is included framework, not as big as it is with like Laravel or Rails, but it never actually conquered the market, in the sense that just people do not build apps with this. So, I don't know. I'm going to go with a C because of that failed attempt, I feel. Agent is saying that Neat is pronounced Neat too. Oh, really? Didn't know. Inerific is saying the following. For those who don't like OOP, Phoenix is top tier. The other day, someone told me I don't like past PHP because looks like we are going into the past of using functions. And I was like, dude, do you know that functional programming is literally considered the modern standards these days, not classes? And he was surprised. Because if you do PHP, you think classes are the only thing that exist. But in reality, many of these languages, modern languages, they are literally functional all the way top. It's funny that I come up with past. I think it's hilarious, but also cool, Past grown a lot. I don't know if you guys have seen already. I don't think it's out actually. PHP Storm is stats about last year. There is a huge growth on past PHP again. I don't think it's public, so don't share with anyone. Sounds like the creative really liked Laravel. Oh, you mean on Adonis.js and Go Laravel? Yeah, absolutely. Alpine JS. Wow, this one will be difficult. I love Alpine JS. I build stuff with Alpine JS at the moment. Alpine JS is literally Vue 1, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this story, but Alpine JS is literally Vue 1. Even on its core, it's absolutely Vue 1. Vue 1, Adonis is not similar to Laravel. It's an attempt to be similar to Laravel. Not like Laravel. It's way far ahead in terms of features. What do you guys think about Alpine JS? Should be this A tier or a B or a C? What do you guys think? Write on the chat what do you think about Alpine JS. Oh, uses Vue? Yeah. Well, it does not surprise me. Past V5 with class syntax? No way. I love Alpine JS above all else. Yeah, it's tough, man, because I also like Alpine JS. But I don't think it's an S because Alpine JS is just not ready to build actual huge applications, I feel. You know, you kind of still have to default to Vue and React at the moment. So I don't know what you guys think. I'm gonna go with A because this is just my opinion. I also love Alpine. Solid A. I think it's a solid A, Shad. Not a B. It's a solid A. I agree, William. I agree with you, man. Dizziness is saying that it's solid B. I don't know, man. It's a little bit, you know, it's not in the same lineage. No, it's better than Angular for sure. But if SolidJS is here, yeah, that's true, man. All right, let's give Alpine JS a B, man. Let's give Alpine JS a B. Absolutely. Yeah, if SolidJS is there, we have to. It's a B plus, exactly. A B plus. It's Alpine. It starts with A. Oh my God. How about jQuery? Oh my God. I still know exactly how to write jQuery these days. Like if you ask me, how do you hide an element with jQuery? I literally know the syntax right now. I can type, I can literally write code with jQuery at the moment. S-tier. Everyone typing S-tier like, fuck yeah, Adrian, like that, exactly. Just type .eden, bam, that's it. It's everyone literally typing S-tier with jQuery. Come on, guys. Are you guys serious right now? Would you use jQuery in 2025? I know jQuery has a big place in our hearts, but like realistically, would you write jQuery in 2025? I don't think you would. I would not. Xcrap is saying yes, I would. You guys are so hilarious. Oh my God, everyone's saying yes. No, come on. You need to be serious on this shit. Are you guys serious right now? Actually serious. Sometimes you don't need the big framework. Oh my God. But you guys are so hilarious. By the way, Shad, I'm also on Instagram. I'm publishing a bunch of content on Instagram as well. If you guys want to see like some of my content, but also outside of work, what do I do and everything, here's my Instagram. Give me a follow on my Instagram if you can, Shad. Here we go. A nice Instagram page if you want to see some gym work, but also where do I go for restaurants and things like that. I also publish content around other stuff. So give me a follow on my Instagram if you can. All right. You guys are just crazy to want to put jQuery against like aside Laravel, Vue, and React. I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not doing that. jQuery is like your first girlfriend. You cannot. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's not an S. Okay. All right, I'm going to give jQuery a nice B. Okay, a nice B out of respect of what jQuery used to be. But it's just super outdated. Come on, man. You're lost. He's so hilarious. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, Brun Falcon, how you doing? Anika, nice to see you as well, man. You know what? On the thumbnail, I'm going to put jQuery on S tier. Like literally. When I'm creating the thumbnail for this video, I'm going to just put jQuery on the A tier, like so people can click on this video and see that it's not. Hey, Saeed, how you doing? All right, what else do we have? This one is done, so we don't need to do it. There's a few things here which are duplicated. React is done. Joomla. Do we think Joomla should even be here? I think I would never use Joomla. Joomla. How do I pronounce this even? Jesus Christ. I never use it, but I don't think I would ever use it. Is a CMS. I don't think we should even rank CMSs here. Are we ranking any CMS here? I don't think we are. Let's not rank it, literally. Yeah, let's not Joomla. Domla. Oh my God. Yeah, let's not rank CMSs. Drupal. Is Drupal a CMS as well? This is how far-fetched I am from this stuff. Is Drupal even a CMS? I don't even know what CMS is. A CMS as well. Yeah, let's not rank CMSs. So Gapsy, Couture, Fly PHP, Livewire, chat. Where do you think we should put Livewire on this list? This is a very tough choice at the moment. This is a very tough choice. Adrian is saying S. Priyapal is saying S. Carlson is saying A. Iliam is saying solid A. S again. Alongside Vue and React, B, S, B, A plus. Oh my God. I don't know, man. It's either a S plus, a S minus, or a A plus. It's literally right here, man. It's an S. It saves us from writing JavaScript. Okay, I'm gonna put S because I still choose Livewire today when building my applications. I think his integration with Laravel, it's undeniably something that you don't get with React. So I'm gonna give it the S tier. Shad, I really feel like on this tier right here, we will have to put one of these two on the A tier. Okay, we cannot have Vue and React on the S tier. One of these two will have to go away. At the end of the video, we are going to do that. All right, we are going to do that. Yeah, it's groundbreaking. Absolutely, that's a good way of putting it. Okay. Magento chat. What do you think about Magento at the moment? I think Magento sucks. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think Magento sucks. I don't like Magento. I think it's way too bloated for what it does. For me, it's just audible. Yeah, I agree. Should we go with the S or D, chat? Should we go with the S or D for Magento? I don't like it. I think it's a little bit. Do you think it's a CMS though? It's a CMS, a Magento. I don't think it's a, well, it can be a CMS, but I don't think it's a CMS. Someone is saying that it's an EMS, but it's also because it's in e-commerce. Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's not mention Magento. I think Magento is really outside of this framework stuff. Just like Drupal, honestly. It's like Joomla, so we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. Python Mesonote. Chat, I think Python Mesonote is very good. It's in the same philosophy of Adonis.js. Python Mesonote, in case you have not used that, it's basically like, it's just like Adonis.js, an attempt to replicate Laravel on other languages. And I think it goes in the same in the same lineage of Adonis.js. It didn't really take off. It's popular, but it didn't really take off in terms of, popularity like Rails or Laravel. So I'm going to give it an S tier, okay? A nice S tier. By the way, chat, WordPress and Drupal, and even Magento, they are all big. Like, literally all big. Way too big for me. Way too big for me. Okay? All right, chat, let's move forward. We have WordPress, which we are not analyzing. Tempest PHP, chat. Tempest PHP. Have you guys tried Tempest PHP already or not? This is a project by Brent from the PHP Storm team, and he have created a new PHP framework. In case you haven't checked that out, the syntax looks like this. This is Tempest PHP. Okay, is any of you tried Tempest PHP? Write on the chat yes if you have. No, if you have not. But this is Tempest PHP. It's a web framework. I would be very surprised if it's not on top of Symfony. Very surprised if it's not on top of Symfony. But let's see. And here we go. No surprises, actually. For the HTTP layer, though, what do they use? Interesting. I don't see any HTTP. Oh, here we go. All this stuff, yeah. What is my opinion about Tempest PHP? My opinion about Tempest PHP is that with time, well, it's definitely modern, meaning it's definitely a 2025 framework, meaning that it's modern. People are using it. Well, some people are using it. Let's put it this way. It's not a routing framework because it comes with a few things. Market-wise, it's just too new. Nobody is using it. I think it's either a B or a C at the moment because it's just too new. You know, it's probably a good framework, but it's just too new. I'm gonna give it a B, I think, because it's a modern attempt of building a PHP framework. It's not in the same space as Rails and Laravel. They are just way too much popular and also offer way more functionalities. But it's a nice attempt on the PHP space, and for that we need to give it credit. Okay. Yeah, they don't have everything like Laravel does. Absolutely. Okay. What else we have? Chat, I think that's it, honestly. I kind of want to take some time to review some of these choices, okay? So if you just arrived, my name is Nuno, PHP and Laravel developer. I'm actually a Laravel core team member. Give a like on this video and follow me on YouTube. And today, we are ranking web frameworks, okay? It's more about, if I were to start a new project, what technologies would I use based on my experience, okay? All these frameworks you are seeing here, I have tried them. The frameworks I have not tried are these ones. And now, all together for 10 minutes, we are going to take a deep look into this list and rank again if we feel that is something here that does not belong to its space. I really feel that we should move either Vue or React to the list A. Okay, that's one of the things I think we should absolutely do. But the other ones we have to think a little bit. Okay, we have to think a little bit. So you guys let me know what do you think. Megacorp CTO is saying the following: I think you are being too rational about this frameworks. What do you mean? Can you elaborate? Puyapal is saying the following: move React. You mean moving React to the A tier, I assume. Mr. Loco is saying, I'm tempted to put Symfony on the S tier. Yeah, I think the only problem about Symfony, it's literally the approach to build full of applications with Symfony. I think Laravel is just way more better is included than Symfony is. So I don't think it's fair to put Symfony S tier at the moment. I want to see reactions on Twitter. Absolutely, man. It will be awesome. Laravel to A? Why? jQuery A. No, I refuse to put jQuery A because I would never use jQuery in 2025. All right, Shed. I think we should move Vue to the A tier. And for the simple reason, it's just not fair to put Vue on the S tier when I would not start a project with Vue. I would always start a project with React. I feel like Vue, I have used Vue in many projects like Forge, Vapor, but for a cloud, for example, I've chosen React. In the latest projects I have built, I've chosen React too. Megacorp CTO is saying the following: you are judging like you choosing the best tool for your team. Exactly, this is my rank. This is the stuff I use myself, like how Nuno ranks his stuff. So, this is Nuno's tier. Of course, if you were to build your own tier, it would be different than this. We can still discuss a little bit, Barcha17 is saying the following: Symfony is better than Laravel for me. Exactly. You see, for this dude, for example, Symfony is better than Laravel. So probably his classification would be something like this, which is fine as well, It's totally fine. Can I move Rails here? Yeah, I can. I want to move all the JavaScript stuff to the end. So here would be CodeIgniter, Tempest PHP, Neat PHP. Can I, what the, oh, okay. Phoenix Django, this goes to the end. JavaScript always goes to the end. Okay. Pick and Flow is saying something really interesting, which is you mentioned that you choose React because it's more popular. But if Vue was more popular, would you change your mind? I think I probably would, yes. If Vue was that popular on the market, but also with AI tools, but also with its ecosystem, I probably would choose Vue. I would absolutely choose Vue, yes. I love Vue as well, by the way. That's why it's on the A tier. You know, it's just the market on React is just way too huge at the moment. It's just way too huge. So I feel like if we look at this at the moment, like if I were to build an application, I would go with Laravel, 100% sure, and then I would choose React or Livewire. Okay, we have Symfony on the A tier because of the tooling in tools he provides to the web ecosystem. We have Rails because it's a lineage of Laravel, but it's Ruby, which is something like, you know what I mean? We have Svelte, which is a great JavaScript framework without market. We have Vue, which is a fantastic JavaScript framework with some market, but not in the same level of React. We have CodeIgniter on the B tier because of its documentation. We have Tempest PHP on the B tier because of its attempt using modern PHP. We have Neat PHP because of its components that are just like Symfony, but not in the same level. And I think we are very good on this list at the moment, you know. Jim Beef is saying the following: can you explain your thoughts more on the Express.js position? Absolutely. I feel like you cannot compare routing frameworks. Pretty much all these frameworks that are on this list, not all of them, pretty much all of them, are just routing frameworks. And I can build a routing framework in 30 minutes. If you ask me, with PHP, can you build a routing framework? I will build you one in 30 minutes. You know, I don't think routing frameworks can be compared with any of the frameworks on top, because these frameworks, they offer just way more stuff than these frameworks offer. You know what I mean? Oh, we need to do an AI tier. Yeah, so my goal is that because this video will be popular and because you guys actually were here all the time, we have great views on YouTube and Twitch. I think like my next goal is do a tier on programming languages. So we are going to rank C, C++, C#, HTML, Go, PHP, Python. So we are going to do that. Not today, but we are going to do that. I want to rank PHP tooling as well. So basically, you know, come with all the PHP tooling possible, things like Pint, PHP-CS Fixer, Past, PHP Unit, and just rank the entire PHP ecosystem. I want to do that. And something we are going to do as well this week is that I want to give you a quick introduction of my of the tool I have built. Call it social. Well, to be honest, now it's called social numbers, but it will change because social numbers looks like social security. But this tool, what it does, it's basically like a social tracker that will track your reach and things like that. And I'm going to just present you with all of this, okay, when I find the time. Dizziness is saying, I agree with everything that Nuno have said. Yeah, I think we are in a very good position. Okay, so let's make like an ending for this list. Okay, this is the way I would rank web frameworks in 2025. Let's start all the way top to discuss. Well, actually, let's start all the way down and go all the way top so I can explain you all of my choices. This is a frameworks that I have never tried. So literally I cannot classify Remix or Quarkus of Java because I've literally never tried these frameworks. Okay, let's start with the category number D. Category D, it's basically what I like to call routing frameworks. Frameworks that don't give you that much. And in reality, you wouldn't actually build real world applications with these frameworks. Probably if you are an expert on these frameworks, you would. But in reality, they just offer routing. It is just not enough to build a web application with authentication, queues, databases, caching, even, you know, building involved and everything like that. Then we have the S tier, which I'm kind of putting frameworks where I didn't have a good experience with. So we have Angular, of course, I remember being an Angular user back in the days, but when they shifted from Angular 1 to Angular 2, things just got too much complicated. Debugging was difficult. Didn't really had fun with it. We have Yii Framework, which kind of lacked a little bit on launching Yii 3, the latest version of this framework. So, they're kind of lacking behind a little bit. Next.js, you guys saw me on the video trying Next.js. Didn't have a very good experience with it. I think it was easy. They have actions and everything, but not as good as, for example, something like Nuxt.js. Next.js, which is just like Adonis or Masonite, kind of an attempt to bring MVC into the JavaScript world. I don't think that never worked, and I don't think it will ever work. So for that reason, it's going to the S. We have the B tier, which we have CodeIgniter and Tempest PHP to begin with. CodeIgniter was very popular on making documentation very good, but also one of the very first, if Laravel were to have an ancestor, would be CodeIgniter. Tempest PHP, because of the way it's bringing modern PHP to the modern web frameworks world. Neat PHP, just like Symfony, brings good components, not as popular as Symfony. For that reason, it's going to the B tier. Phoenix, great framework. It's built in Elixir. Unfortunately, it's something that I probably should give a little bit more try into it, but I don't think it brings the same level of batteries included like Rails or Laravel. Django goes in the same story, basically. Popular, good, MVC-based, just not as good in terms of batteries included like Laravel has at the moment. ASP.NET is great, like Spring for Java. Great frameworks in their own languages. Again, not the same ecosystem as Laravel. That's why they are on the B position. SolidJS, great API. The market is not there. The ecosystem is not there as well. Just not enough stuff to actually choose SolidJS. In the hobby project, yes, but not there. I don't think in the real world I would use something like SolidJS. Nuxt.js is great. Good, good API. I actually had fun using it. They don't have actions, which is something that I would love to see there, but great project over there. Alpine JS, which is a little bit in the same philosophy of Vue 1. Great project. I still use Alpine JS every now and then. I don't know about you guys. Write in the chat if you use Alpine JS, but in my opinion, I just don't use Alpine JS all the time. jQuery, because you guys literally begged for having jQuery on the top list. Very popular back in the days. Probably every single person watching this video knows how to use jQuery still today, which is very impressive. Great project. Not A tier or S tier because I wouldn't use it today, but great project. Then we have on the S tier and A tier, we have starting with Symfony, great components, great ecosystem as well, but I don't think they provide the same level of batteries included or even the same level of a starter kit like Laravel does at the moment, okay? Also comes with this config over configuration approach, which it just doesn't fit my style. Rails. Great framework. I would use Rails if I were a Ruby developer. Same lineage as Laravel. It's great. And honestly, if you are doing Ruby, you should probably just use Rails. JavaScript with Svelte and JavaScript with Vue. Svelte compiles down to... it's a compiled language almost by itself. It's a language. We can actually say that. It's great. The market is not there like React is at the moment, so not a lot of projects doing Svelte at the moment, but it's great. Vue.js is fantastic. Honestly, Vue.js is an A+ or an S-. The only reason why I'm not putting Vue on the S tier, it's because if I were to start a new project right now, I would use React. And I feel like, AI tools, but also the market and the ecosystem, it's not right there yet like React is at the moment. React is just too much big at the moment. Then we have on the S tier, Livewire. So if I have a project where I don't need the snappiness of React, I would absolutely choose Livewire and React, which is my default choice when building with Laravel. Well, building with Laravel, I just build literally Laravel, Inertia, and React. That's my stack at the moment. I use that all the time, okay? That's my stack at the moment. I love React. And finally, of course, Laravel. And, probably for many of you, I don't know how many, it's actually a good question. Does anyone here in the chat doesn't yet tried Laravel? Write on the chat, yes, if you have tried Laravel. Write in the chat no if you haven't tried Laravel. I'm a Laravel core team member. For that reason, I'm probably biased. But something I can say about Laravel is its amount of tooling that it provides. Basically, Laravel comes with starter kits with React, Vue, and Livewire. So if you want to start something with Laravel on Vue, on React, on Livewire, you have a starter kit ready to go. But also comes with this huge ecosystem of tooling with Sanctum for APIs, Past PHP v4 with browser testing, Telescope, Pulse, Socialite, Cashier for billing. It's just too huge at the moment. It brings you so much stuff for web development. For that reason, it's my choice to choose Laravel for web development. Okay. So I'm happy that you guys are happy with this list. By the way, chat, do you guys agree with this list overall? From 1 to 5, 5 being the best classification you could give to this list. Would you give a 5 to this? Would you give a 4 or a 3? Would you give a 3, why? I'm very curious about your opinion. Agent is saying newbies are overwhelmed by the many packages that Laravel has. We know that, and we are working on making it more simple. A lot of people answering 4 on Twitch, which is good, which is good. By the way, for those answering 4, what is the reason why you don't give a 5? Mr. Loco is saying Laravel changed my life, period. I've been using it since 2014. Many thanks to Jeffrey Way and Taylor's by extension. Thank you. Evenexo is saying the following: Laravel convinces me to use frameworks. At the beginning of my journey, I thought they were not really useful. That's interesting. Yeah, I know that Laravel needs to kind of fix that. That page that just shows a bunch of packages. Their names are also so difficult to understand what they are. Okay. Jim Beef is saying the following: when coming to microservices, this Laravel ecosystem provides a solution like Next.js docs does, for example. Can you just elaborate on what do you mean by microservices? I know what microservices are. Just out of curiosity, I want to know, what do you think microservices are? Milok is saying the following: a 3 because putting Nuxt and Next in the bottom. Oh, I feel you. Not 5 because it's PHP biased. I feel you. Yeah, I'm definitely a PHP biased person. jQuery is not at the top. You hilarious, dude. John Sugar is saying that he would put CodeIgniter to C and jQuery to A. I feel you. Chat. Next Wednesday, we are going to be back to another live stream. I think for today, I knew that this stuff would just take forever. I had a bunch of stuff to do on today's live stream, but we're going to have to delay that to next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, another live stream on the channel. If you enjoyed today's content, please go all the way down, click on the like, and subscribe my channel. We'll be back next Wednesday, but also next Wednesday, new video on the YouTube channel where I'm going to present you my new starter kit built with React and Laravel. So in case you don't know, I have literally released, do I have the tweet about that? I think I have the tweet. Yeah, I've literally released a new Laravel React starter kit. So where do I have that? Here we go. So if you guys haven't checked this already, if you love React and strict code, this is just perfect for you, okay? On this starter kit, you will find, the most type-safe starter kit in the Laravel PHP industry, and it comes with, Inertia, React, ShatCN. Is absolutely awesome, okay? I wonder how many people have contributed to Laravel. 100, thousands at the moment. Stroll CC, I don't know what that is, Adrian. Is jQuery considered a framework? I think it's a framework, yeah. It's a library/framework. Library/framework. Oh, I saw your, you sent me a message on Telegram, right? I will check that when I can. Thank you. Yeah, using Laravel and FAR is absolutely a niche. All right, chat. I think that's it for today. I love you guys so much. Let's rate someone on Twitch. Let me know in the chat if you want to see more live streams like this. I think I had truly fun. That was so awesome, man. We definitely need to bring more of this to the live stream. You're welcome, Pick and Flow. Thank you for saying thank you. Who do we have streaming? Do we have anyone doing PHP streaming? Not PHP. How about Laravel? Oh no. Hey, GG, Adrian. We have literally no one streaming at the moment. Coffee Then Code. Is that a streamer, or are you just typing that because you want to? I would rate Josh Siri, but he's not online at the moment. Coffee Then Code. What is that? He's a streamer. Okay. Oh, it's doing legacy PHP modernization. This will be awesome. Yeah, chat. I'm going to rate someone with a name, Coffee with Then Code. Okay? It will be awesome, chat. Super Dev is potentially in progress, but there is a likelihood that I will just not finish it. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. There is a lot of stuff to think about when building a social media, and there is a likelihood that I will just not build it. Let's see what Puyapal has to say, because Puyapal is literally coding on it. Depends off the motivation of Puyapal, basically. If Puyapal can literally just do a lot of it on it, I'm going to probably, keep streaming about it and probably talk about it and socially. If Puyapal loses the motivation on it, it's just basically that. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to rate Coffee Then Code. Guys, catch you guys next Wednesday. Love you all and peace out.